Watching my homies, DJ80 here, and I'm just going to do a short video on how to change the crossfader on your Denon Prime 4 if you have one. I've owned mine for a couple of years and the fader's just starting to play up a little bit. So I'll show you what I've bought and yeah, how to install it. Right, here's my Denon Prime 4. And I haven't done an actual review on this because I bought it a couple of years ago. And at the time when I bought it, it had so much going on that I couldn't do a review on it because I didn't really know everything about the unit and what it did. But today's video is about the crossfader, which is this bit here. So the problem I had was if I was playing a track on the right hand side, for instance, just lower that a little bit. When I move the crossfader all the way to this side, I could still hear that track on the right. So this is the track playing on the left. And when I move the crossfader all the way over to here, I could still hear the track on the left. Now, it's not doing it at the moment, but it did it once when I was setting up for a gig. And I checked all my settings, so I made sure my buttons here, my two channels here were set for right, and my two channels here were set for left. And I had my contour button, I had it roughly in about the middle here. And I had everything as it should. And it was the first time it happened. I was like, oh, nightmare. So what I did was I switched the unit off and switched it on again, and it got rid of the problem. But I did some research on a Denon forum, and apparently these crossfaders, they're a little bit prone to going. And the replacement that you need to buy for it is this one here. Is the InnoFader, Mini InnoFader Plus. Okay, so I've taken some stuff out of the box. I'll go through what you get in the box in a moment, but it's the Mini InnoFader Plus. And at the time of doing this video, this cost me £99. And yeah, I bought it from Amazon, but I think the supplier was called Pro Audio Switch. So I'll go through the actual changing of it now. Well, the first thing we have to do is remove these screws. So these two outer ones hold the fader into the unit, and these two inner ones, there's a bit underneath this fader bar here that you see, and that holds the fader to that bar at the top. So I already own this little electrical screwdriver set, and the one that you want is that one there. It's a little hex, and it says 2.0. So that's the one that will help undo your little screws. So they're not in too tight. Just put that in and out they come. Ooh. So with those two end ones out, your fader will lift up, and then you slide it to the right, like that. And that's the original fader underneath. So I need to remove that. And I'm going to take off these two screws here. So included in the box, you get some instructions, comes bagged, you get a load of different little stickers, but most importantly you get lots of little different wiring looms. That's because this fader can be used in other units as well. So that's the actual unit there, and it's got some instructions on it too, and you've got some different plates here depending on which DJ controller you're putting it in. You also get spare set screws too. You get an extra spare fader knob, and you get some of these little washers as well. So you get quite a lot. I'm just going to quickly work out which bits I need for the denim. Just as an afterthought, you're not supposed to have the power on when you do this. I had read that in the instructions already, but I've only undone those 2 screws. But no, make sure everything's powered off, and I've switched it off at the mains before disconnecting anything or putting anything new in. So it does state it on the instructions. Totally my bad that I just did that without turning the power off. But yeah, switch everything off. So the first thing we do then is just gently prise that wire connector from its seat in there, and you can just wiggle it out, use your nails and just gently pull that out and it comes out. There's no clip to press down on. So the next part then is, if you haven't undone those 2 screws yet, you need to undo those 2 screws that hold the old fader onto that metal plate. You then need to remove that black and white fader plastic cap, and that just pulls off. So there's the cap there. Forgive me because I'm doing this on my phone. So now this old fader will just slide out like that. I want to keep my original plate. So the new Mini InnoFader Plus will go on like that. And it also lines up with the holes as well. So as you can see there, I think I'll probably keep that original plastic bit as well, just to retain the look of the denim. So I'm going to quickly screw that in, and then we can work on the next bit. I've attached the new fader onto the plate. One thing I've noticed is it does sit higher. So I'm just going to try it with the one that's supplied. Okay, that's the one that's supplied with it, and that sits high as well. So that's just the way the fader is designed, that metal clip inside. So I'm going to go back to the original plastic top, the black and white one. So now that I've put the new fader on the plate, screwed it in and put the knob on the top, we come to the wiring. So this wiring that we have in the Denon is 4-pin, and it's supposed to slot into there, but we can see quite clearly that that's not going to fit. So the good news is, with all the wires that are supplied with the fader, there is actually only one that is 4-pin that moves to 3 that will fit in there. So we've got lots to choose from, but this is the only one that will fit, and it's got a blue, yellow and grey wire. So what I'm going to do is fit that on there, and then we're going to try and fit that into the new fader. So I've connected that end, and we've got just one open pole there now. And now I'm going to put that into the new fader. So where my thumb is, that's the connection that we're going to go for. Now before we do it, it's got some instructions here. Start the switch in the down position and then check polarity. And now the little switch is just where my thumbnail is, that little black, oh blimey, nope, just there where my thumbnail is. It's a little switch, and it moves up and down. And then you've got 2 LEDs here. One's green where my thumbnail is, and one's red. So I'm just going to plug it in and then check that. Okay, quick tip for you then. I made a fundamental error. Although that was the switch that fitted into the 4-pin, the actual one you want is this one. So that end goes into the Denon unit, and then that end goes into your fader. So it's the one of the ones with 4 pins, and it has a black sealed block. So let's plug that one in. So I'm going to switch the unit on again now. So I've plugged it in there. I've got my little black switch down, and that ends in there. Now if we get a green light on, it means the polarity is correct. If it goes red, it means this end here, you just need to unplug it twist it round and plug it in. So let's power it on. And yeah, I've got the, I don't know if you can see it there, there's loads of green going on, but the green LED has come on at the bottom. You can see it from a distance. Ooh. So that's the correct wire, don't make that mistake. Yes. Right. Okay, so it's not crossfading, but I think that's because I need to switch it off and then turn that little black switch up. So I'm going to do that. So now for the final test then, hopefully it will work. So I've moved the crossfader right to the right hand side. I've moved that little black switch so it's up. And now I'm going to power it on. And fingers crossed, it works. As you can see, I'm on an older version there. If it works, if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. Okay, so let's try again. I have no sound. Ah. Okay, so full right.
It's time to lay the light. It's time to meet the Muppet on the Muppet Show tonight. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right.
Okay, so that's okay. So it just means when I install it that way round.
Watch the show.
Actually, let's play another track and just make sure that it's working on the other side. There you go.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool in reality. Everything is better when we stick together.
And there's no bleeding either. Everything is indeed awesome. So I am now going to put that back in, screw it back in, and then just do one more check. So for the final test, I've screwed everything back in. So they're in tight, but don't over tighten. But as you can see, that fader does sit higher than normal. I can live with that. So I'll power her back on. We like that track. Let's have that one. That one. Okay. Speakers on. Right. No bleeding. Right up with gain. No bleeding. Awesome. And then the other side. So that's now playing. Volume right up. Put some gain out. No bleeding whatsoever. Job done.
Oh my God.
Woohoo! Okay, So that's how you fit what's it called again? The mini InnoFader Plus to your Denon Prime 4 unit. Right, that was a bit of an adventure, wasn't it? Okay, so with the errors and that's taken me about an hour to do. I hope it's useful. I couldn't find another video on how to do it, but it seems that the crossfader on the Denon Prime 4 unit, it might be a weak point. So if you need to do it, that's how to do it. By all means, give me a like or subscribe if you want. But otherwise, I hope it's been a help, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.